Good morning, everybody. This is how I look in the morning. um, I realized that I had told you guys about my experience with BellaBodiez on my Instagram, on my story, but obviously it only stays up for 24 hours, and some people didn't get to see it. So I'm just gonna kind of just tell you guys the story again for the people that didn't see it, and then of course I'll leave it on my YouTube while I'm getting ready. So basically, what happened was, if anybody has done or wanted to get done surgery in Mexico, plastics done in Mexico, basically this is how it goes. You either have a consultation via pictures, so you send your company or surgeon pictures. You either do it via Skype, or you take a trip down to Mexico and you get a consultation. Well, how BellaBodiez works is you pretty much just reach out to either the person in charge, their assistants, and you send your pictures over, and then they give you a consultation and they ask for a $100 deposit that you send via Cash App, and that's how you hold your surgery date. So, okay, I reached out to one of their assistants, got a consultation, got a quote, and sent over my $100. It was very quick as far as like getting the consultation, getting directed where to send my money. It was pretty fast. Well, my surgery date's actually coming. Well, my initial surgery date is coming up. It was set for January 10th. I had some scheduling issues and I had to change it. I reached out to the person I booked with and was letting them know, like, hey, this is what's going on. I have to change my surgery date. And nothing. Like, I text her, no text back, nothing. So I was like, okay. And I actually had this person's email address, which the person in charge of BellaBodiez clearly states on her Instagram, like, if you can't get a hold of that particular person, there's their email. So I'm like, okay. So I reached out to her via email and nothing back. Mind you, I had already reached out to her via email prior because the person in charge of BellaBodiez was like, hey, this is that person's email. If you can't get a hold of them, this is where you reach them at. And I had reached out to her probably back in November and was just like, hey, I just want to make sure that my date is booked, because her Instagram page had actually gotten taken down. So I'm like, I just want to make sure that I'm booked because I can no longer see you on Instagram or see her on Instagram, whatever. And she actually texted me back and was like, hey, you're fine. Your date is booked. It's me, the person you actually booked with. I'm like, okay, great. So that was before. So when I had the scheduling issue, I reached out to her via text message, no answer. Reached out to her via email, no answer. So at that point, I was honestly ready just to chalk it up as a loss, because I was already kind of getting bad vibes. And in plastic surgery, obviously, or anything, like if you get a tattoo, you don't want to piss off your tattoo artist because it's uncomfortable, it's weird, and if you want to feel good, you want to have good vibes and stuff like that. So honestly, I was ready just to chalk it up as a loss, and it was $100. I mean, obviously I just don't like throwing out money, but if it's at the cost of my my life, then the $100 ain't shit, to be honest with you. So I was ready just to chalk it up as a loss, and left it as it is. And I had made another YouTube video. My other YouTube video, I had mentioned my situation, what happened with them, that I couldn't get a hold of them, so I decided not to go with BellaBodiez. Well, another assistant of theirs reached out to me, obviously after seeing my last YouTube video. Okay, she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I'm an assistant there. I just want to know, like, what was the issue, or how can I help you? And I'm like, well, I let her know what happened. I told her, hey, I had scheduling issues. I needed to reschedule and I can't get a hold of anybody. She was like, okay, cool. Like, well, obviously not okay, cool. But she was like, okay, I can help you with that. I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I've already booked with somebody else because I just got bad vibes off of it. And I decided to go with another company. And she was like, oh, we'll price match them. You know, and I'm like, okay, well, that's great. But I've already sent them over $200. You know, I've already sent my deposit over to them because I need that surgery date for next month. And then she was like, well, we'll price match them and we'll take off the $200 that you've already sent to them. So I'm like, okay, great. Well, that sounds amazing. And I thought, wow, how awesome is this? That this company, that BellaBodiez, would like to rectify the situation and stuff like that. So I'm like, cool, I'll give them another chance. That sounded amazing to me. So I'm like, just so I can get this clear, you're willing to price match. And I gave her the price that the company gave me, and also take off the $200 that I've already paid to them. And she was like, nothing. Doesn't, oh no. She was like, so just so we're just, what did she say? So you're just getting a breast augmentation, no lift. And I said yes. And nothing, no response, right? So I'm like, okay, it was like New Year's-ish. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just New Year's. I'll give her a couple days to respond, no biggie. And I know that people will get bombarded with messages. That's not an issue. I was like, okay, cool. She'll get back to me. Well, a couple days ago, so we're January 4th already. We're the 4th. It's Thursday, January 4th. She reached out to me probably on Monday or Tuesday. And she was like, hey, I just want to confirm your appointment. Well, what I should say is somebody from BellaBodiez reached out to me and was like, hey, I just want to confirm your appointment for January 10th. And I'm like, no. And I screenshotted the conversation I was having with one of the assistants about them price matching and whatnot. I screenshotted that conversation and I texted that person and was like, I'm waiting for a response. And then she texted me back and she was like, oh, that's me. So I'm now texting the person that reached out to me via Instagram. So I'm like, well, I'm waiting for a response. She's like, oh, that's me. And then she goes, well, I've already talked to basically the person in charge. And I don't want to say anybody's names or anything like that because that's just not my style or whatnot. So she's like, I reached out to the person in charge of BellaBodiez and was like, she told her what was going on. And then that person that's in charge of BellaBodiez is like, oh, it's fine. You can just go to the other company. I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. I was so upset because I'm like, okay, and my deposit, like what happens with that? And she's like, it's non-refundable. So I'm like, of course it's not. I'm like, I just think it's fucking ridiculous that you guys, BellaBodiez, would reach out to me to try to fix a situation and then tell me, no, just go with the other company. I was ready to chalk up my fucking loss in the first place. And then you guys fucking reach out to me. I don't understand. Like, I'm not trying to knock the fucking company as a whole because obviously I wanted to get my work done by them. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I really feel like that company should be more fucking professional, more organized. I don't know how many other people they've done this to. Like, I find it very, very ridiculous that they're really quick to take my money. And that's money that's like, you know, now I have to come up with an extra $100 that I fucking lost out on. I work hard for my money. And like I said in the other video that I posted on Instagram, that's money that's taken away from my kids. So now I have to take another $100 away. Like, you know, when it comes to people's money, I feel like that's some bullshit. That shit ain't right. That shit's not okay. Because people work hard. People, you know, that's time taken away from my family. That's time that I had to bust my ass for it. And that's not fucking cool, man. So I would just recommend, being that surgery is a really big deal in the weight loss community, that you guys be careful. That you make sure if something like that, if you guys are dealing with, you know, companies out in TJ, that you get direct lines, that you get, you know, make sure that you can get a hold of somebody, because the bullshit excuse they gave me was like, oh, you could have reached out to the person in charge of BellaBodiez. Well, fuck, I did, bitch, and she didn't fucking respond. And I don't know, like, she, you know, she's busy fucking Snapchatting all day, that she doesn't get back to her messages. I don't fucking know. Again, I'm not trying to be nasty because that's not my fucking style, but that shit just pissed me off. Somebody took my fucking money and it's fucking upsetting. But it is what it is, and I'm thankful that the shit happened, because the last thing I wanted to do is go into somewhere where I'm gonna go under and have fucking bad vibes. Like, that's not cool. That's not okay. So all I say to you ladies is that be very careful when you're booking out in TJ. Be very careful when you're sending somebody your money. Just make sure that you do have those direct lines, and that you feel comfortable. Obviously, vibes are everything, so make sure that you guys are vibing on the same frequency as everybody else, because if you're not, like, shit's just not gonna go well, you know? And again, I'm not trying to knock the company as a whole. I just feel that they need to be more professional. They need to be more organized. They need to just kind of get it together a little bit. And honestly, to be quite honest with you though, the second person that reached out to me, I understand she was only the messenger. There's only so much she can do. She was honestly really a sweetheart about it. So I don't want to take that away from her, because she really was. She was super nice. And obviously it's not her business, you know what I mean? She's kind of only doing what she's told to do. So I will say that much. But again, just be careful out there. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It's pretty much my spiel that was inside the my story video. And I just wanted to do that while I was kind of getting ready, guys. Sorry. But anyways, love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.